My name's Maruti Evans, and I'm the set designer for GoodBones at the Public Theater. Let's go backstage and look at the set. We are at the back of the Martinson Theater in the Public Theater on Lafayette Street, and we're looking at the back of the set of GoodBones. I read an article in The Guardian called "Gray is the Color of Gentrification," and it was about the disappearance of color in the famous Victorian houses in San Francisco. And as we were starting to work and read through the play, we really began to think about a world that slowly and steadily got removed of color, much like the article was talking about, and that the characters were providing the insight, the color to the world we lived in. So Sahim and I work on many models. We tried different colors, we tried different tones. Some of them had flowers through all the space. It was an interesting process. But in the end, the thing that really fascinated us was the idea that these people are living in the middle of a renovation, so they're surrounded by plastic, and by the end of it, they get their dream kitchen, which they have been working towards, and it's all gray, and it doesn't actually have the thing that they've really been looking for in it. We talked a lot about the fact that gentrification is about absence, that it pushes people and eventually even places out of the environment they're in. And the interesting thing was that how do you physicalize absence became one of the things that we were trying to make. So as we worked and researched the play, we started to think about a very old house that a spirit could inhabit, who was actually the idea of ancestry that these characters had. And this house had been neglected and abandoned, but again, it was a beautiful old home. So we started building from there, and then we covered it in plastic to kind of conceal that as they renovate the house through the process of the play. Really, absence is the thing that was the most interesting part of it to us, that the ghost represents, that the characters are looking for. It's really interesting to think about the world that James and Sahim are physicalizing. Because it's called GoodBones, it's always about the underlying structure that holds the house together or the set together. And the thing we loved was when we walked in here the first time, the Martinson is such a beautiful theater. We, much like the play suggests, exposed the bones of the Martinson through the house. I think the house as a character throughout the play kind of gets to relive the life it once had with a family and with people who cared for it. But also the play explores what happens when certain people have and certain people do not have the ability to own something nice, or even own anything at all in a place that they care about, like the city they live in. It's funny, we modeled it off an 1890 Italianate Victorian home in Philadelphia. James lives in Philadelphia, and we were looking at houses there because it's nice to have something real to base your choices off of. But yeah, the gray is actually sort of pink and purple in a really unique way, but it has a warmth to it that we got really excited about. It didn't make it feel too cold. They were worried that a cold world wasn't a good world for the ghosts that inhabited the space. And then all this plastic covers all these cabinets, which make up the entire kitchen. My favorite part is always the collaboration. It's a fantastic theater to work at. It's a fantastic theater to dream at. It makes the experience feel very alive.